Good morning and welcome to the show. This is the best place to get your political commentary. On the Dumoy Factor, we strip the news naked. We know the actors. We know the thinking behind the actions. If you want a full understanding of the noise in the news, Dumoy Factor is the place to be. As I have copied from a Kenyan political analyst, and I continue to repeat, there are no coincidences in politics. There is no coincidence in politics. Every move is well scripted, crafted, and executed to achieve a specific objective. The court case against Alexander Cummings is falling apart. Bernard Nayure only provided verbal explanations. Cephas' hands are empty. There is no evidence as to the content changes that are alleged, no evidence as to the claim that the signature that ended up on the document is not that of Bernard Nayure, or that the signature page was moved from the content that he intended to attach his signature to and attached to a content that he doesn't otherwise agree to. There's zero evidence. So what does Serena Cephas do? He introduced a strategy. Serena Cephas has introduced a strategy. And this strategy is simple. Delay, and ultimately deny Alexander Cummings a chance of absolutely destroying the Ure case. Serena Cephas has proceeded to expand the net. He is adding this person, Aloysius, Daniel Nathan. Now they're talking about Mariah Kula. They are going to indict, they are going to bring everyone into the case because it takes longer to add these people to the case. The goal is not to prosecute all these people. The goal is to delay the process between when the arrest warrant was issued and when they actually can argue the case. And so you are going to see more motions. You are going to see more motions from Cephas. Cephas is in a situation where they have gone and make a big deal out of Ure's gossip. And it was strategic in their mind to associate Honorable Cummings with corruption. They exaggerated the benefits of it. Now they have done it, and it has led to several controversies. It hasn't played out as they thought. So the benefits are small, but the threats associated with it are high. And now they need time. So what do? They start to introduce all these different motions and aspects, and they try to broaden the web. We want this other person. We want this other person. Why are they continuing to name additional individuals? They are doing this so as to invoke a challenge. They want the Cummings side to say, no, we challenge this or we challenge that, so as to extend the period. They absolutely have no evidence. My sources within the Ministry of Justice tell me that they are hanging on an A4 sheet. They are hanging on an A4 sheet. Nothing. They don't even have a folder. This is razor thin, folks. Now, you have Serena Cephas asking for TV camera. My people, TV camera has the evidence. TV camera. They may file a motion for television camera to enter the court. Since when do prosecutors need TV camera? Since when? You said you have a serious case to prosecute, and then you file a motion. So they've wasted 4 days. The judge needed time because there is nothing. If they do not introduce these things, we will get to the meat of the case, and UA has nothing to withstand scrutiny. No evidence. So they want TV camera. Because they want TV camera, we have wasted 4 or 5 days. The judge is going to rule on the TV camera motion tomorrow. This is just to burn time. Absolutely zero evidence. The stupidity of URE that they have chosen to share in is all they're hanging on. It's all they're hanging on. There's absolutely no evidence. I will play for you 2 or 3 minutes of Serena Cephas on Spoon. And if you have a brain, if something is in between your ears and you are not from ALP or the intoxicated Unity Party, intoxicated with ambition and greed and a haste to get back into power, if you have a brain, you will see through Cephas' case. This is not the first time. This is not the first time that I'm dealing with Cephas. Cephas is an absolute waste of time. This guy lies on an industrial scale. This guy lies on an industrial scale. The same Cephas that said he had unchallengeable evidence. He had worked with international groupings, and they were going to bring Amarakone here, and they were going to extract $4 billion from individuals they had indicted. The government spent all that money, nothing came out of it. Listen to Cephas' interview on Spoon. He is answering a direct question from one of the panelists. I will play that interaction for you, and then we'll analyze it together.
So, good morning, George. Happy New Year to you and family. It's good to talk to you again. My question is, you stated that from what I heard from you, you already agreed that Mr. Cummings committed a crime from what you're saying. You prosecuting this case. So, will you be bringing in expert witnesses to testify in this matter, like fake signature or forgery experts?
Of course, yes, we'll be bringing expert witnesses. We'll begin subpoena witnesses. The quantum of evidence we have to produce witnesses to testify to the quantum of evidence to be able to confirm and affirm them so that they can be admitted into evidence. We even have subpoena witnesses. We have a high-profile witnesses who will testify in this matter. We even have quality documents to produce. So it's a long way to go here. But in the meantime, he has not been, actually asked when before the magistrate court to enter his plea. Today we did an amendment of the charge sheet to include two other defendants because this has to do with criminal facilitation and conspiracy between and amongst the three of them, Daniel Nathan, Senator Daniel Nathan, and the party secretary, Luscious Tour. They collectively, individually, play a part in authoring and forging what is now considered to be a framework document that was filed. And also, these are still a set of allegations. We will have to introduce witnesses to testify to the pieces of document that we're going to introduce in the evidence.
Yeah, my last question is the lawyers. So we should expect you to invite lawyers like Councillor Woods, Councillor Sano, and all those lawyers that were involved in this case. You'll be inviting them to, because their credibility on the line. You'll be inviting them to also testify in this matter, or so forth.
I think in other instances, succumbing, I heard in other instances, the granted interview, you simply say, or the alteration did not benefit the AMC. So more or less, I was saying, or clearly tend to suggest a concrete admission to what has been alleged, but that again has to be established. But the fact that the other lawyers, in fact, their findings, we have copy of their findings, of what the lawyers have done. We got to read through them and find whether they are relevant. Those findings are relevant to the trial and that they can be used to form part of the material evidence to be introduced during the trial. As to whether or not we will summon them for them to be brought forward, I'm not sure, because the quality of witnesses we have are so, they are so great, and the testimony that they're going to provide is so excellent that we don't intend to complicate it by obfuscate it with too many, other, persons coming in. Because as I said the other day, Mr. Cummings is an honorable citizen of this republic. He has been accused. He has not been convicted. But the part of the matter is that the continued appearance in court is consistent with Article 11, Section C of the 1986 Constitution. Has been treated like any other criminal defendant before a court in this country. So there's no preferential treatment for Mr. Cummings, and I've indicated that today that he must be treated ordinarily like.
You listen to Serena Cephas. How is it ordinary for the government to request for TV cameras? How is it ordinary? All the people they can carry to the magisterial court, they don't carry TV camera there. You say you want to treat Cummings as an ordinary suspect. And when they ask him about signature expert, he said they will bring, they will find. So if you don't have a signature expert, how did you determine that there was a forging of Yuri's signature? And which one are you alleging? That he forged your signature, or that your signature was attached to documents that you question? Because if you are insisting that your signature was forged, then we need a signature expert to determine that it was indeed forged. Then, if it is a case Now you are claiming that your signature, your real signature, was attached to a document which content you do not agree with or that you contest is a separate matter. Now you have to prove the difference between the document you signed. That means you have to produce what you signed. UA doesn't have it. What did you think you were signing? Where is the document that you believe to have been signing? This is what I was signed. This is a bunch of hastily put together lies. No evidence. So every day when we wake up, we hear the person used to sweep to ANC. So we're going to add them to the case. Cummings' grandpa, we will add him to the case. Manipaka Dumo can support Cummings, so we'll add him to the case. That is nonsense they're coming waste put time with here. You can see clearly that Serena Cephas has no evidence. So big mouth. Look, if you listen to Serena Cephas, you'll get yourself in trouble for no good reason. I mean, when I was arrested by this government, Serena Cephas gave a press conference talking about the quantum of evidence they had. The quantum of evidence they had. If you listen to Serena Cephas' interview, briefing the public, you would think I'll be in jail for 30 years. So stupidity that he speaks with, he can speak fluently with no lies. Serena's got the government indebted. The Liberian government is in debt today. The Liberian government owes Kabina Janet hundreds of thousands of dollars because of Serena Cephas' Lala law. Now, this is the man who slander people running around with here in the political corridor. Serena Cephas has no case. The case is falling apart. So right now, only thing they're going to be doing, file motion for this, file motion for this, file motion for that, to just keep delaying. You tell me what part camera going to play. If Serena Cephas wants to join Nollywood, pack your bag, go to Nigeria, and they got a lot of movie houses there. You can act in a movie. Safogo from District Number 9, they both producing movie. If you want to be a comedian or a actor, you can join some of these movie projects. If you want to be a star, get in the media. Get in the media, get into movies. It is not our job to promote you. The media has access to the court. There has not been a single thing that's happened in the court that we have not seen or heard. I understand there's another reason behind this call for cameras in the court. They have seen massive public support for Cummings, and I understand it will continue to grow. Every time Cummings goes to the court, thousands of people will start to follow him. And so they want to keep the people out of the court. So what's going to happen is once the court agrees to have a camera, then the government will say, let them use the state broadcaster, ELBC, or something, or the Ministry of Information. Then what's going to start happening is that they start restricting people from entering the court. They will discriminate based on which journalists can enter as per court order. Just as open as it is today, just leave it like that. And why is it important to you? You allegedly are trying to stop a fraudster. Your job as a prosecution department is to go after people that have committed crime. Why do you need a camera? What role the camera will play in it? I don't understand. Just to delay. And trust me, after the rule on that matter tomorrow, Serena Cephas and the Ministry of Justice will come up with another issue. They will say, Your Honor, before we can proceed, we want to add Alexander Cummings' great-grandma. Before we can proceed, we need to bring this person that visited Cummings on Monday. That will be all. The case is falling apart. And then further to that, their co-conspirator, Henry Pedro Costa, because of his indiscipline and rashness and immaturity, he has exposed the case to be a political case. Costa has destroyed whatever leg the case was standing on. Today, I in Front Page Africa that Nathaniel McGill is washing his hands from the case and claiming not to have anything to do with the case. But it's too late. McGill and McGill's involvement has been exposed because Henry Costa wanted to beat his chest to show that we are the ones doing this to Cummings. You see, Ure and Costa are sick individuals. Sick, deeply troubled. Costa has a disease. He has to be, he has to be the hero. He wants to make everything about himself. He has to be admired, praised, supported. If Costa does not get people to cheer him, I think he feels sick. This guy is an attention seeker, chronic, itching for praises and for morale. So because of Henry Costa's indiscipline, the evil they were planning for Alexander Cummings got exposed. And so the judge and other people watching the judge can clearly see that there's no case here. Henry Costa makes the flimsy argument, the flimsy and unfounded argument that the law provides that crimes are persecuted by the state, and it is only for this technical reason that there's cooperation. But if you are cooperating with government prosecutors, Nathaniel McGill is not a lawyer. Why are you coordinating political strategy with him? I agree you have to deal with state prosecutors. But is McGill a state prosecutor? McGill represents the executive mansion. It is in the same period that this case is being prosecuted that Benoni Ure is coming on Costa's show and raining praises on George Weah. It is in the same week that the former light, the discredited Abraham Darras Dillon, is on the Costa show raining praises on George Weah and promising that they will work together. Don't you see the coordinated political strategy? Don't you see the quid pro quo clear? And so because the case has lost public support, because initially when you raised the issue, people said, okay, let's see what's at the bottom of this. We go to court. We don't see Serena Cephas adducing evidence or or pushing for us to kickstart this matter. He said, oh, Your Honor, one of the things I want is that with my bring camera, let it try to be televised. And then the judge takes 3 or 4 days to rule on it. This is the delay tactic because there is no actual evidence. And the case is losing public standing. Is also attracting regional and international attention. Serena Cephas' case is falling apart. He is using delay tactics because as soon as you start to get into the evidence, I just see Mr. Cummings' lawyer first of all playing the video of Mr. Bernard Ure signing the framework document and being told that this is the framework document. He signed it without a tall set, tall Rayman. Signed the document on TV. And so the first question I would like, if I was a lawyer, the first question I want to ask is, Mr. Ure, what were you doing there? First of all, Mr. Ure, is this you on the screen? That you hear? You will say, fine. Ure, is this you? Because as soon as he answers that question, you then proceed to ask him if he can share with you a copy of the document he signed. Because surely he did not sign a document without reading it. What document did you sign? Bring it up. The case will fall apart right there. All the big mouth you were doing, he has zero, nothing, no evidence. When you hear him say, oh, we're going to bring high-profile witness that Bwaga is depending on. So Bwaga, what is Joseph Bwaga coming to see potentially? What is Joe Bwaga coming to see? That, oh, the men are running against, the Cummings men are running against, he committed crime. So you're please moving for any race so I can go win. So the high profile witness. So that normally Kanga, who say Alexander Cummings was not supposed to visit Liberty Party headquarters, that he witnessed that. Ayaka. That a witness that. So you'll bring Bwaga. They say testify. Then he says, they come in man here. Then I'm a signature here. Then I what we sign. But what will Bwaga say? What would Joe Bwaga say? Joseph Bwaga is desperate for power. What will he say? Joseph Bwaga has lost the race for CPP leadership to Alexander Benedict Cummings. Joseph Bwaga has a motive to lie. Joseph Bwaga has lied before. Joseph Bwaga, why we on the Bwaga issue? Henry Pedro Costa said on his podcast that Joseph Bwaga is being called by the American government to answer questions around Cebu mining. Costa said it in his podcast. He started to blame everybody on earth for it, but he told us that Joseph Newman Bwaga is linked to the criminality of Vanishemo. So there's a dark cloud hanging over Bwaga. When Joseph Newman Bwaga takes the witness stand, I'm not a lawyer. Oh, but we'll supply information. This will be a, Sometimes when you want kill mosquito, you're not careful, you will slap yourself. You will slap yourself. Is Joseph Newman Walker a credible witness? In which court will your sworn political enemy be a credible witness? High profile witness. We got high profile. With all the witnesses that we hear are all people with reason to lie. Unless Alexander Cummings' lawyer Abubu. But how do you bring Henry Costa as a witness in a case against Cummings, for example? Credibility of the witness. What credible witness they got to adduce? One of the fundamental elements in assessing a witness is, are they worthy of belief? A witness may come to testify to a scientific question, or a factual question, or a question around technicalities. So in that case, you assess the competence of such a witness. This type of witness that they're producing will be a witness who's testifying to facts. Is any of their witnesses or potential witnesses worthy of belief? I spoke to a lawyer, and the lawyer said I should ask this question. Is anybody who has taken up a political fight against Cummings worthy of belief? Is Darius Dillon worthy of belief? You see, there is a gang, a joint criminal enterprise between Boakai, Ure, Nyomli, and Dillon. There is a joint criminal enterprise. A joint criminal enterprise between Joseph Newman Boakai, Nyomli, Dillon, and Ure. I will show you how they coordinate. With 2 weeks apart, or less than a week apart, Nyomli Kanga Lawrence writes to the National Elections Commission that the Constitution of Liberty Party was altered. Less than a week down the road, Bernard Wilfred Ure leaks to the press a letter in which he addresses Nyomli Kanga Lawrence, then chairperson of the CPP, that he has concerns about the framework document and that it was maliciously and criminally altered. Coordination. They brought that same nonsense to Liberty Party. It is the same nonsense that it took to the CPP level. It's coordinated. It's coordinated and is executed to further their political advantage. There is no way the testimony of Abraham Darius Dillon, Nyomli Kanga Lawrence, or Joseph Newman Boakai can be worthy of belief. No way. You cannot be in a political competition with someone and go and testify against them. And then we will be able to show contradictions. We will be able to show contradictions, to prove contradictions in acts and in statements adduced by those so-called witnesses. There are several chains of inconsistent statements by them. We will be able to absolutely destroy any of those individuals. And that's why I was warning you about Serenas. I have Henry Costa on video telling us about how Serenas can lie and how Serenas told her LD several thousands LD in a bag, and how Serena's Cephas was involved in several ethical misconduct. My witness is Costa. You know, I listened to that boy talk about, I like to call him man-child. I listened to him talk about how it is the law, follow the justice system. I said, really? If your confidence in the justice system was so high, why did we waste all that time trying to get you on a plane to America? You trust the justice system, but you told the world that we, our government, was witch hunting you. You told the world that George Manawia was pushing trumped up charges. Interestingly, the same charge that was leveled against Costa is what's being leveled against Alexander Cummings. Fraudry. Fraudry. But in a twisted minds of United Partisans, this government is incapable of witch hunting people. But when Brandon Samoga cannot take a seat, then the same United Party people come to us and tell us that they're being witch hunted. When Henry Costa is accused of fraudry, that witch hunt. But when Alexander Cummings is being accused of fraudry, that's solid. I mean, what do they sell at United Party, new United Party headquarters? What kind of food they're eating there that's producing this level of thought? Who are these people? The men you're relying on to besmear the character of Alexander Cummings is a poor choice. We will disgrace Joseph Newman Boakai if he comes on that, if he sits in a witness seat. We'll disgrace him with facts and evidence. It will be a systematic taking apart. A systematic taking apart. We will go there. We will go there. Uncle, oh, you know that the pape, you see the pape. If he's a criminal, he's a criminal. If he conspires with others to lie, to concoct a case, you can be 100 years old. If you're a criminal, you're a criminal. If Joseph Newman Boakai presents himself, we will expose his crimes on the record. We get high profile witnesses. We get high profile. Let Nyomli said or said that. Let Nyomli go to that court. We got things that we will supply the ANC defense team. We got things that will supply the ANC defense team. Let her go there. Let her go there. Let her go there. So you are not going to see this case get to the point where we discuss the evidence. Oh, we want TV. From there, they will say they want satellite. Then they will say they're waiting for international press. They need the Sierra Leonean Broadcasting Service to come. Nonsense. You, Serena Cephas, say you want Alexander Cummings to be treated like an ordinary man. How many ordinary people, the thousands of Liberians that are languishing in jail because the likes of Cephas and them are incompetent and are evil with the way they are running the justice system? They got people children in jail that don't have money to defend themselves and they are stuck in jail. Did you put them on camera? Did you put them on camera? Talking about, is that the regular way? Is that the normal way, the ordinary way? Alexander Cummings wants the same treatment as everybody else. Cummings said, look, everybody else have their trial here. They don't have superstar treatment. Cummings wants to prove that this is a lie. Cummings wants to destroy the lies. Cummings wants a chance to dismantle this case, to crush it. The government is delaying. Cummings is 100% innocent. 100% innocent. Read my lips. 100% innocent. In this case, President Bohe Isa, after we systematically destroyed our rubbish, that our almost 70-year-old man, almost 60-something-year-old man with 12-year-old brain has brought, after we systematically destroy it, some people here will lead it politically. Some people here will lead it legally. We can't wait. We can't wait to see Cephas files. Bring the evidence. Discovery. Present to us the thing that you got back in this noise. You must show us everything. Yes. A big muff you making. Take Alexander Cummings, put him in jail. Do anything you want. Well, let's get to the case. Ellen Johnson Sirleaf was prosecuted in this country for treason. They accused her of treason. She was in postacade. She rose from there through the years and was established in Liberia as a force for good, because evil people always fight good people. They said, Cummings ain't got nobody behind him. Say, yes, that's all right. They said he can't win the CPP nomination. If they go to primary, Bwaka will win. Bwaka will win, Bwaka start running away. Bwaka say Cummings will bribe the voters. That George Weah will not bribe the voters. So you are satisfied going to an election with George Weah, who has way more money than Cummings, who has a state coffers. Cummings will cheat, that George Weah will not cheat. The same way Joseph Numa Bwaka is leaving the CPP because he says there's too much noise. When he becomes president and people have concerns, so what he will do? He will move out of Liberia. Joseph Numa Bwaka cannot be trusted. On the 15th of October, people like to say, oh, the more inconsistent. The most inconsistent politician in Liberia is Joseph Numa Bwaka. Inconsistent, weak, and always a party to evil. Joseph Bwaka worked with all the governments. The three-party government, the NDPL government. Joseph Bwaka, when they were killing people on the beach, he was collecting his salary. There's no newspaper story anywhere where he spoke out. When they were killing people on the beach, when they were having firing squad, Joseph Numa Bwaka was collecting his salary. Joseph Numa Bwaka worked with almost all the governments. He's been in more than 5 political parties. And his supporters talk to me about inconsistency. On the 15th of October, Joseph Newman Boakai told us that the CPP will be institutionalized. In December, Boakai is telling us he's going to form a new collaboration. Can Boakai be trusted? This is the so-called political heavyweight that Cummings will have to cheat. Who needs to cheat Boakai? Joseph Newman Boakai is standing on his back foot in the Unity Party. He is faking a majority. He does not even have a majority of the executive committee. He rules through trickery. This man does not have the support of the National Executive Committee. He got 12 or 11 persons that are following him. And he doesn't even tell the full executive committee what's going on. The people coming for their party. United partisans are rallying. They're about to take their party from Henry Costa and Uri because Joseph Boakai has handed it over to them. Joseph Boakai has turned the Unity Party into a laughing stock and a commodity. They're kicking them out from office. The Unity Party will come and take the party. He has about 10 or 12 persons that he calls the executive committee, and he always moving around with them. He used them to take decisions. The same way he illegally tried to expel Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. Joseph Newman Boakai is faking the leadership of Unity Party. Even that his tenure as standard bearer, it expires this year, May. You will see. And I told you, there is a dark cloud hanging over Boakai. There was a meeting last night. There was a meeting last night somewhere in Congo Town. And at that meeting, efforts were put in place to try and save the old man from the dark cloud that's hanging over him. There is a trip to America that Unity Party is trying to stop. I will leave it just there. I will leave it just there. And we ain't, commit that criminal, commit that day, forgery. There's a dark cloud over Boakai. Yeah. There was a meeting last night. There was a meeting last night. There was a last-ditch effort to try and save Boakai from absolute political destruction. So this is a man who sat down, and Alexander Benedict Cummings built a CPP-wide constituency to include Liberty Party or half of Unity Party. Almost the entire ALP supports Cummings. Only Ure, his daughter, and Costa. Only 3 people. They smelled the coffee. We're going to go to primary. They would have been defeated. You listened to Ure Party executives talk about the deep disrespect that he meted out against them. Joseph Newman Boakai does not have the support in the CPP to win. Just because the Unity Party is loud doesn't mean they are wise or that they are winning. Now, look at the mess they are in. Look at the mess. The international community condemning their actions. The entire case. Let's say McGill meets with the ambassador. Mr. Ambassador, this is a regular criminal proceeding. First time the ambassador will ask you, do you televise all your misdemeanor cases? The lawyers tell me that the crime they're prosecuting Cummings for is 3rd-degree misdemeanor. It's not even a felony. That's the first question the ambassador will ask you. Where is the probable cause? What has the Solicitor General shown you? We are a sovereign state. When they play what mess up and we're eating cocodolo, Tana y'all the seen like Brempo got in the street and started calling for the Americans to come and help. When this country collapses, you beg. When people help you, you stand on your feet a little bit, talking about fin. We are we are a sovereign country. Sovereign country, my foot. Sovereign country, my foot. You think the people are going to allow your silliness to reverse the gains they've made? UNMIL was in this country on America's bill. $500 and something million every year. After spending all that money, you think the people are going to listen to the nonsense that has been put out there? Undermining the democracy. So now, when you succeed in intimidating Cummings out of the presidency, then all of the other candidates will cower. Essentially, George Weah wants to choose who he runs against. And Joseph Numa Boakai, because of jealousy. Don't tell me about respect. Don't tell me about respect when Joseph Numa Boakai cheers on Costa to insult Alexander Cummings on a regular day, where your advice can be. So y'all get that, y'all don't want to get ziggy in. Then that y'all don't want to get ziggy. Y'all got a special thing that protecting you, that you can talk to other people anyhow, and we will be civil and nice with you. You all right? The ANC, the part of ANC, and the part of the Cummings Black that can listen to you talk to that part. This way, no way. I am a believer in reciprocity. If you come to me, you are diplomatic, we can have an intellectual exchange. But if you come and you are rude and you seek to caricature my person, you will receive fire. It's clear. There are only two Manipaka Dumoy you can vote for. The good Manipaka Dumoy and the rough one. You choose. If you come and you want us to have an Oxford-style debate, I will marshal the evidence. I will become collected and systematic. But if you come and you bring this half-baked truth, Monrovia-style gossip-induced politics, well, I will give you a taste of your own medicine. So Joseph Numa Boakai is not acting like a statesman. That's why I don't say His Excellency Joseph Numa Boakai. I call him Joseph Numa Boakai because he's hustling for power. And he approves of this joint criminal enterprise. Nyomli, Dylan, Yue, Nyomli, Dylan, Yue, Boakai. One criminal gang. One attacking Liberty Party, the other one attacking Cummings. That's the game they own. It was United Party who told us that they're tired with the noise. They're gonna leave. You know, it almost like I was talking to one of my friends. You know, there was a sense in which before the ticket issue, I was very concerned because me, I've been supporting Cummings long time. I just started talking about it openly. But there's a sense in which I wanted, you know, Dylan and, you know, to come on our side and stuff like that. Yeah, man. But when our boss started lying on things that don't matter, I said, damn it. And one of my friends was worried. He said, still, Dylan has put, when Dylan said he's going with Boakai, everything will be over. When Dylan said he was going to support Boakai, nothing happened. Nothing happened. It didn't shift. It didn't shift anything. It was not enough. It was not a game changer. You know, someone told me, hey, how you will get vote in Pastor without Nyomli? Well, the question, how we're going to get vote without Bromsky, has been answered. Charles Walker Bromsky is the biggest name when it comes to the Liberty Party story. If the party managed to continue in the absence of Bromsky, that Nyomli Kanga Lawrence, we can live past someone who benefited from the machinery put behind her, a dependent political variable, dependent on the Abakanga name, dependent on the Bromsky name, a political parasite. That's the person. And I always like to say, I know Charles Walker Bromsky's daughter, the real one. Tana Nyomli. Nyomli role, her office in politics is to pretend to be the successor of Bromsky. Bromsky's successor, yeah. She finally had reggae. Then she know law. And then she know politics. So as soon as she even got to attack Nyomli, she just got to exist. And Nyomli is irrelevant. And you are telling me that Liberty Party needs Nyomli to survive? Are you joking? I also like to tell a story about a woman named Cherindo Sharif who won Monserrado against the United Party on the CDC ticket. She won Monserrado twice. She won it in 2009. She won Monserrado. And she was so popular. Let it Zico. And I think Louis Brown challenged her in the 2011 general elections. And she still won, retained her seat. She crossed 100,000 votes. She was almost like the Delon of 2009. When she became a senator, she ended up crossing to the Unity Party that she defeated twice. Now we hear Delon having conversations. We hear Delon having conversations with the government. No problem. We're used to it. People crossing carpet. We're used to it. People feeling winning. They don't need the system that brought them. But CDC made it without her. One would think CDC needed Cherindo Sharif. Nope. The same people that voted for Cherindo Sharif twice went and voted for CDC against the Unity Party, although Cherindo Sharif went to the Unity Party. That Joseph Numa Boaga had 19 senators and still could not win more than in one county. And so it's not about big names, it's about the people. It's about the people. It's not about big names. It's about the people of Liberia. The people of Liberia are fed up with George Weah. The people of Liberia do not believe that Joseph Nima Boakai has the strength to face Boakai. To face Weah. The people know. And that's why Cummings has a chance. Ordinarily, Cummings will not have a chance. But right now, the people need a fighter. And Cummings is a fighter. Cummings is a fighter. Everybody fighting him. Cummings keeps moving. Cummings remains focused. The Liberian people need a fighter. They need someone that will stand up for them. Stand up to Weah. And this fight in the CPP has shown that Cummings is strong. When you keep going after someone and you keep losing, at some point, people will see that you have the problem. All your cocoa story. First, United Party positioned themselves as the group that were trying to keep people together, the puppet that unifier, the puppet trying to keep people together. Now they have to explain to the public why they are the ones leading. How many times you lie to the people? The Liberian people can see clearly through all the United Party lies. Thanks for being there. See you tomorrow. Please share the video. I forgot to ask you to share the video during the video, but now share it because the rebroadcast is very good. The last time we got like 10,000, 15,000 views after the fact. So it's very important that you share the video and try to set the notification on your Facebook so that as soon as I'm on, you can get on. Encourage more people to follow the Dumoy Factor. We are very close to getting back on radio. I know about 3 stations that have reached out to me, 2 in Monrovia, 1 in Bong, and I think soon we will start the radio broadcast. So those of you in Liberia, I can see from my Facebook analytics that my highest viewership is from Montserrat. And so I'm very grateful to you people for taking up the time to follow the Dumoy Factor. Very grateful. Without you, what I'm doing here will be useless. I absolutely am grateful to you, and I appreciate your support. Do me a favor, share this video all through your contact list, your chat contact list. Let everybody that follow you on Facebook get it in a messenger. Let's push it. Let's build an alternative platform where politics can be properly analyzed. Thanks for being there. See you tomorrow with a brand new edition of the Dumoy Factor. It's goodbye.